Dr. Catherine Hankins.
This is very humbling, and no one gets here alone. I'm grateful to so many people, but the time's too short to express everything I would like to say. I was blessed with parents, Gerald and Allison Hankins, who were loving, curious, and committed to helping others. All of us in the family were inspired by their example and the family motto: always strive to leave the campsite a better place. Both my late father, Gerald, who died at 97 in 2020, and my late sister, Jenny, who died unexpectedly last year, were surgeons. They would have been so delighted to be here, not just for me, but also to pay tribute to Sir Thomas Roddick and his pioneering work on antisepsis. The late Jim Palmer cheered me on and was a stellar father, helping raise our two daughters, Andrea and Thea. They are loving, loyal, and they tell me like it is. They are true hype girls. Colleagues, family, and friends over the years have influenced, challenged, and supported me, including my University of Calgary Medical School classmates. The classes before us were known as the guinea pigs and the turkeys. We were the beavers. And our motto still holds today: we give a damn. I'm so happy that Kathy Heaton is here, representing the beavers. Individuals who played key roles early in my medical career were my faculty advisor, Patrick Taylor. Some of you may know him. He was an obstetrician and he's a novelist, Irish country doctor. And Ed Love, who founded the U of C Royal College Community Medicine residency with me as the experimental subject. Alan Ronald, who we've seen earlier at the University of Manitoba, and David Bradley at the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine were mentors. Baron Peter Piot encouraged me and challenged me when I was at UNAIDS as Chief Scientific Advisor and as my PhD co-supervisor with Joop Lange at the Amsterdam Institute for Global Health and Development. As you may know, Joop was tragically killed in 2014 when Malaysia Airlines flight MH17 was shot down over the Ukraine. Where are the women, you may ask? 50 years ago, in my first year of medicine, there were few women in leadership positions. Two trailblazing women really inspired me, and you may know their names. Catherine Peckham, the first professor of pediatric epidemiology in the UK, conducted analyses on the factors in early life that influenced the health and development of the birth cohort of all people born in Great Britain in 1 week in 1958. An amazing 98% of all births were in that cohort. Mary Guinan was among the first scientists to identify emerging AIDS cases as a new disease and was the first woman to serve as the chief scientific advisor at the US Centers for Disease Control. Before I left for the UN, our wonderful research team in Montreal advanced work on HIV in women, evaluated programs designed for and with people who inject drugs, transgender people, and sex workers, and studied HIV in correctional settings. In the decade I was at the UN, I worked with many superb colleagues in translating scientific advances in HIV prevention into country programs. When COVID hit, I was asked to co-chair Canada's COVID-19 Immunity Task Force with David Naylor, an influential Hall of Famer in Canada. With our executive director, Tim Evans at McGill University, we were a trifecta to reckon with. These two Renaissance people with tremendous experience and quirky senses of humor were a joy to work with. I never anticipated that my career would span 2 global pandemics. neither of which has been vanquished yet, let me say. I may be remembered for action research with marginalized, equity-deserving people, and it did lead to some changes in policy and programming, or for my public health scientific knowledge translation work in the HIV and COVID pandemics. But personally, what I'm most proud of is helping to advance early career investigators, and particularly to strengthen women's capacity in science and in global health. And my work as an advocate and an ally to ensure that community and people with lived experience are partners at the table from the very start of research design. It improves the science and the relevance of the findings to the real world. It's such a privilege and a pleasure for me to be here tonight and to celebrate with you. I'll end with a quote from Patti Smith, whose song carried me to the podium. At her induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, she saluted the new generation, saying, "Together they have unprecedented power to unite, to make great changes to make our world a better place." In conclusion, much remains to be done. I am passing the torch to you. See what you can do to improve the campsite. Thank you.